Have you heard about the incredible prizes in the new Tipperary GA Clubs draw? A €500,000 prize fund featuring cars to be won every month, loads of cash and holidays. And if you ever dreamed of being a racehorse owner, now's your chance.
Hi everyone, Rachel Blackmore here. I have a passion for horse racing, just like you all have a passion for GAA. In the new Tipperary GAA Club Draw, starting on the 1st of October, there's an amazing prize to be won. It's a racehorse called Sean Hogan, who's in training with Mouse Morris. If you are the lucky winner, you'll get to pick the racing colours for Sean Hogan. You'll also get to take home all his prize money. There's a Renault car there to be won as well, so you'll have no excuses to go racing and cheer him on. There's cash and car prizes to be won every month, so this really is a fantastic prize. So I'd really encourage everyone to show their support and sign up today.
The Tipperary GAA Clubs draw. You have to be in it to win it.
You're very welcome to Semple Stadium here in Thurles. It is Toomevara up against Mullinahone today, and this Danbreen Cup game is a round 3 game, all to play for here today. I'm Stephen Gleeson, and joining me here today on commentary duty is none other than Ballynahinch's Shane McGrath. Shane, great to be here alongside you in Semple Stadium. Lovely day for hurling, everything is set up now.
It's magic, Stephen. I tell you, it won't be the pitch's fault here anyway for any mistakes. It's absolutely immaculate. A credit to everyone involved. I just have a bit of jealousy here, I suppose, as a club hurler, that that your club gets to play in Semple Stadium. I think that's the pinnacle in Tipp. No matter what the game is, any day you can come here, tog out with your club jersey on, maybe see your neighbours, mother and father in the stand with the club colours. I think it's absolutely magic, and I think it's brilliant that the stadium has been opened up for more of the early round games, Stephen, to kind of give all the clubs, especially senior level, a taste of it. And I just, the pitch is looking well. I suppose I said to you already, the Mullinahone jerseys, they have a kind of a camouflage jersey. They're like a crowd ready to go to war today, and I think that's what we're going to have today, Stephen.
Yeah, they're down there just warming up just in front of the Mullinahone Inn below to our left, and they're going to be underdogs here today, Shane. I mean, this Toomevara team were here last time out and saw off, the top team perceivably in the group in Clonoulty Rossmore. To beat Clonoulty was a huge result for Toomevara, and they're punching out to just keep going.
Yeah, and even talking to some of the Toom people just on the way up here today, Stephen, they were saying, who have we really bet so far? And I was like, well, hold on a second now. I said, you bet Clonoulty the last day. Clonoulty county champions a couple of years ago, always getting to last 8, last 4. Now, granted, they have a couple of injuries this year, and Cathal Burke would be a massive loss for them, but Toom led that match the whole way. They were never behind, and they looked really good. They looked really comfortable against Holy Cross here as well, winning out by 5. I know you were on duty that day as well, I think, Stephen, and they could have won that match easily by 9 or 10 points. So I think Toom are coming into it full of confidence. Mullinahone on the other side then, massive result from against Holy Cross the last day, and who else to score the winning point? Only, well, the greatest hurler I ever played with personally anyway, in Owen, still doing it, the experience he has in the pitch. So I think both teams are coming in here today. Both teams like playing here. Mullinahone had great wins last year in the Seamus Arena, and they're coming in full of confidence. I think we're going to have a very tight game here today. I just feel maybe that Toomevara, with the confidence they have at the moment, might just shade it, Stephen.
Great stuff, Shane, and we're going to go through the starting teams here So we'll go with Mullinahone first, and I'll just call it out as it is per programme, and then Shane can go through a few of the changes that he's just heard about before throw in here as well. But as per the programme, Alan Walsh is the goalkeeper, Darragh O'Brien, Paul Curran and Colin Shelley, the full back line. The half back line, Kevin Walser, Owen Fennelly and Alan Curran. And then in midfield, Sean Curran and Kevin Bulger. The half forward line, Michael Dunn, Jack Shelley and Enda Keane. Owen Kelly wearing 13 today. Owen O'Dwyer full forward and Mikey O'Shea the subs. Paul Kelly, Martin Keogh, Ian O'Ryan, Conor O'Brien, Killian White is 20, Liam Fennelly 21, Shane Morris 22, Dara Kelly, Reno Halloran, Brendan Carney, George Browning 27 then is Stephen Hickey 28, Paddy Hayes, Sean O'Dwyer 29 and Dermot White is wearing 30. Shane, you have a couple of changes to that Mullinahone team.
Yeah, we've number 18, Ian Ryan, is coming in instead of Darragh O'Brien, corner back there. And in the full forward line, number 14, Owen O'Dwyer won't be starting. And starting instead of him will be Martin Kehoe. So, a couple of changes. It doesn't seem to be, I'm just looking down here now, Owen O'Dwyer, it doesn't seem to be an injury reason that he's out anyway. We had Owen with the minors there a couple of years ago. A very strong, very physical guy, very solid guy, So, be interesting to see why that change is made. Maybe the management feel and Martin Kehoe, I suppose when you're playing against teams, it's needs must, and maybe Martin Kehoe might be a guy that they're willing to go with for today. But Owen O'Dwyer definitely a great guy to have to call on if needed, Stephen.
Great stuff, Shane. And moving to Toomevara's team then, Robert Delaney is down as the keeper in this matchday programme. Josh McCarthy at 2, Andrew Ryan fullback and Jake Ryan the other cornerback. Then Colin Canning at 5, Liam Ryan centre back, Jason Ryan the captain at 7, and then in midfield it's Paul Ryan and Robbie Quirk. The half forward line sees Willie Coffey at 10, Darren Delaney centre forward and Mark McCarthy, Jack Delaney 13, David Young 14, Alan Ryan completes the starting team as per the programme. Rory Bislan is sub-keeper on this programme. Conor O'Farrell, Seamus O'Farrell, Russell Quirk 19, Shane Nolan 20, Conor O'Mara, Jack Ryan, Sean Flaherty, Kenny Ryan, Niall O'Farrell and Kevin McCarthy. And Shane, you've changes there too.
Yeah, interesting I suppose as the national anthem has been played here that Robert Laney is not going to start in goals, and again for me it doesn't seem to be an injury thing, seems to be fine pucking around there, so maybe our team willing to give Rory Brislan his go here today, and in the stadium, which they'll be hoping to play again in soon. And William Coffey for me is a loss for Toomevara now today. I really rate this guy. I think he's a top hurler, and coming in instead of him is Russell Quirk. So again, he's a loss for Toom, but obviously you have a panel for a reason, and you want to trust them. And what bigger day to trust them in your last group game to see who goes through and who doesn't.
Great stuff, and we pause for the Iranavine. We're ready to go. Toom making their way as though they're playing into the town end here in this first half. And you mentioned Willie Coffey. He was a real troublemaker there for defences, wasn't he?
He really is. He can win primary possession. He knows where the goals are as well. But I've really been really impressed with him so far this year. The way he always looks up, he'll maybe look for the guy in the better position. So he'll be a loss. But look, I mean, what an opportunity for Russell Quirk to come in and in Simple Stadium as well. And I suppose interesting enough, while Willie Coffey would have been doing a lot of his hurling at the half forward line, Russell Quirk is lining up here midfield. So he's a very fit, young, lively guy, and he'll be able to cover a lot of the ground, and that's what you're going to need in Simple Stadium here today, Stephen.
Great stuff, and we're ready to go here. Ref in position, and the players just lining out there in centre field, about to start here in Thurles for throw-in, and just out in midfield there it is Russell Quirk, who's just there in the white helmet picking up Kevin Bulger out there. So all set and ready to play here. Ref just ensuring that the clock is as he likes it to be, and players are ready, and we're underway here in this game between Mullinahone and Toom. And straight away the ball is gathered out there by Michael Dunn, just drops it though, and it's back down, and they're all foraging for it there. It's gathered now by Robbie Quirk, and away he goes, trying to gather that, does so really well for Toomevara, trying to get that clean possession early on here. Mikey O'Shea comes in with the challenge, and he's been dispossessed, and away they go now. Ian O'Ryan from Mullinahone, the first attack of the game, sent down towards the Killinane end here. Ball break breaking nicely for Shelley. It's Jack Shelley with the first shot of the game. It's sent in, it's high, and it's over the bar straight away. Signal of intent.
Super score by Jack Shelley, and interesting from Mullinahone. Owen Kelly is 13 in his back, but he's actually out at number 11, and they're leaving loads of space in front of their full forward line inside, Stephen.
Great stuff. Ball poked out here to the wing back, Colm Canning. Nice ball hit up to the corner forward up there. Who's now Paul Ryan? Paul Ryan is coming through. Great save by the keeper inside. 3-4 Mullinahone players there, and the keeper comes away with it. And Walsh just tries to work it outside there, but Toom putting the pressure on, just holding that ball in there. But somehow Mullinahone break free, and they have a free out. Great play in there. Colin Shelley, the player, just winning the free for a finish.
Yeah, great ball. I love Toom's tactic, David Young. He takes minding, but he's way out in the corner. He's taking it away from everyone else and leaving the space inside in for the Toom lads to hit the full forward line.
Taken quickly now, and this ball hits into centre field now. Michael Dunn gathers it. Dunn on the 65. Oh, great block down out there now by Russell Quirk for Toomevara. Ball just spilled inside now, all fighting for it here. It's Owen Kelly now. Kelly leaves it back out now to Finlay. Finlay hits this ball all the way into the corner. Angled ball in, and the pace of it looks like it could beat the corner forward. Was there a push in the back? I think it's going to be a free in down there for Mullinahone.
Yeah, and I tell you, any club defender would have their hands full with Jack Shelley when there's 40-50 yards of space in front of him. That seems to be Mullinahone's tactic. They want to leave space in front of him. You know, interesting to see everyone is fighting for the ball there, and the guy that comes over with his own Kelly pops it out to Owen Finlay, and a great ball in front of him. And Owen Finley's a guy who had a massive year from last year with the Seamus Arena as well.
So a line ball is what it's going to be. Taken quickly here now out as far as O'Shea. Mikey O'Shea steadies himself and slots it in and over the bar. And what a clever little ball out from Owen Kelly.
And I tell you what, that was actually a free, Stephen, would you believe it or not? The ref had signalled for a free, but that's the confidence that Owen Kelly plays with. Flicked it along the ground and straight over the bar by Mikey O'Shea.
Super stuff, and the puck out taken here. Short one out now. Toom foraging out there for it, and again Mullinahone have it. It's Owen Kelly. He sends it in. Oh, what a score! Owen Kelly, provider 1 second, scorer the next.
And look, he epitomises the saying, form is temporary, class is forever. Owen Kelly has been involved in all the 3 points for Mullinahone so far, so whether he's 39, 29, 19, whatever he is, this guy he's just always going to be one of the greats.
Long puck out this time from Brislan, breaking over the far side of the field, gathered over there by Mark McCarthy, takes it and shoots in towards the town end. It's taken a deflection, just gone out for a 65, so Toom will be happy to get that, and a chance here probably for McCarthy as well to see can he score it, and they need a response now.
Yeah, they do. They need to settle it down. Mullinahone have started really well. They seem to be calm on the ball. They're doing the right thing, and as I said, as we look down to the left here, Owen Kelly's between the 45 and 65, and then you have 6 players inside the small square inside. So Mullinahone's tactic is hit the space in front of them, and with the likes of Jack Shelley, you know, Mike O'Shea in there, they've got speed to burn like.
So lining it up there, it is Mark McCarthy ready to strike this. Slight enough breeze down there, seems to be against Mark McCarthy for this one. It's blown just gently over towards the Killinen end here, but it shouldn't put him off here. You expect he'll have the distance for this one. So Mark McCarthy won the 65 and about to strike it now as well. He sends it in all the way in, and that one is tailing off, and it's just gone wide. So it's still 3 points for Mullinahone. Toom yet to get going here. Puck out, sent out the feed now. Mullinahone gather this ball. Oh, it's well took there now by O'Shea, Mikey O'Shea, and he's won himself a free. The challenge came in there from Paul Ryan, and Mikey O'Shea, just clever play, so good on the ball.
Yeah, so good on the ball, but I suppose, look, I see a kind of a nervousness with the Toom lads there, you know, maybe that we hadn't seen before. They all know it's do or die here today, and 2 of them missed the ball. Mikey O'Shea wins it. He started brilliantly, and it was just a high challenge then, you know, by Jason Ryan. And I suppose, you know, I just go back to Owen again, you know, the way he conducts things on the field. He told him, you know, basically take the free, and the ref's going to hear that in his ear. So what he does off the ball and on the ball, he just has that influence, Stephen, you know, that some players have. So he's lining up here with a difficult one now.
And it is Owen Kelly now, ready to go. As Shane said, just absolutely brilliant so far. Hits this one low inside now, looking for Kehoe in there, and the ball just spills free. It's back outside now. Martin Kehoe has it now. Feel it's inside. It's Mikey O'Shea coming through again, and Mikey O'Shea just gets the angle wrong at the last second and sends it across the goals and at the left upright, just out, and it's just gone wide. Still 3 for Mullinahone. Toom yet to get going here. This one hit out now, looking for the half forward. Paul Ryan there, just goes by him. It's inside now, in on top of Jack Delaney, and Jack Delaney has a free in just inside the 45 here for Toomevara.
And that's the puck out they want. They want to beat midfield. They want to, and their half forward line are lying deep. They want to hit the space in front of them. Jack Delaney is someone, we spoke about Willie Coffey. I think Jack Delaney is someone that we're going to hear a lot more about in the coming years. I've had the pleasure of working him with the minors. He was our physio, and he's a very determined guy, and he's been a very consistent performer for Toom, and that'll kind of settle him down as well. But Toom really need this score now, coming up to 6 minutes.
So big one here for McCarthy. Having a look at this here, just missed that 65. We'll need to just get the eye in here and get that score for Toomevara. Here we go. It is McCarthy. He sends it all the way in, and this one has tailed out again to the right, and again it's gone wide, Shane.
Yeah, and you tell you what, one of the greatest free takers I've ever seen at club level was Ken Dunn, and when you're taking over for someone like him, you need to be nailing those frees.
Short one out now this time. Alan Curran feeds it back inside to Paul Curran. Paul now goes crossfield with this over the far side to Kevin Walser. Walser, nice angled ball here. Hit over towards the Canaan stand side, towards the Killinen end here. Ball in front of Shelley. Just flicked away from him there, though. It's Liam Ryan who goes to gather it for two Mullinahone lads on him, and he has a free out. Worked hard to get it there, and the two lads just came in and made a sandwich of him. So keeper Colin to take this, and the ref just moving back, and now it looks as though it's Colin Canning who will come back to strike this one. Goalkeeper out now, but just working his way back into goals. Toom in need of a score. 3 to the good for Mullinahone here. Early days though, hitting 7 minutes. Long ball hopping inside, just inside the 14, spilled in there, but Mullinahone trying to gather possession inside, and it's well won in there now by Walser again. Plays this ball outside. Fennelly now on again here, and Fennelly gathers it and moves it on again to Alan Curran. Curran, nice ball sent straight up the field, looking for the full forward line up there. Ball breaking inside now on the deck. Toom coming out to try and gather it there, and it is Andrew Ryan inside, but the ball just spills away, and away come Toomevara. Jason Ryan, the captain, on he goes now. Plays it outside him here on towards Quirk in centre field. Back out again. Jason Ryan with the shot, this time coming all the way in, and again it's gone wide from Toomevara.
Yeah, 3 shots, 3 wides for Toom, 2 of them from frees. They need these scores. They might have a chance of getting a handy one here now.
Ball breaking here. Alan Ryan does well to win the Mullinahone puck out. It's Toomevara coming on the attack here. He's on the 21, plays that ball on again, and it's going to be a free in. Russell Quirk got the ball just inside the 21, went to ground with it. The Mullinahone challenges came in as expected, and it is going to be a free in, but they were on for a goal there, it looked like.
They were, absolutely, and it was that guy who came in, the replacement, Russell Quirk. We see the speed he has going right down the middle. Mark McCarthy will surely tap this one over, but for the last few minutes now, Toom seem to have got a grasp of the Mullinahone forward line, and that's evident in the change. Sean O'Regan is after getting on Kelly to go in, because last couple of high balls didn't work out.
Here we go, it's McCarthy, and he just slots this one over the bar, and that's Toom's first score here. 8 minutes into the game. It is 1 for Toom, 3 for Mullinahone now. Ready to go again down here. It's Alan Walsh now. Short one out to Kevin Walser just on the 21. Away he goes now. Moves this ball quickly out towards centre field. Gathered out there by Sean Curran. Does well to take this ball. 3 of them after him now. Moves it on again here. Just inside the 65. Looking for Bulger inside, but it's turned over there, and Colin Canning gathers it for Toom, and away they go now, and they've worked it out here. Shot coming in. It's a long range one all the way in this time from centre field, and this one again tails off and wide from Jack Delaney that time.
Yeah, 4 wides now for Toom. The shot selection probably was the right shot to take. Is usually fairly accurate, but Toom's starting to come more and more into the game now the last few minutes, Stephen.
Alan Walsh, long one down the field, looking for the half forwards. Owen Kelly, beautiful take, just hops the ball off the deck and back into his hand, sends it in, but it's just tailed out again wide here. 3 points to 1, Mullinahone up. Nice piece of skill from Owen there as Toom take this quick out to Liam Ryan. Liam Ryan back outside him here now to Andrew Ryan. He sends it up along the line, looking for Young. Great take by David Young, and he moves that ball on quick to Jack Delaney. Jack Delaney with an angle one across field, and just the pace of the ball too much for the full forward line. They couldn't get there. It's gone out over the sideline, just outside the 21 here. It's going to be a line ball for Mullinahone, and they'll just steady themselves here. It's going to be Kevin Walser who'll strike this one. The Toom players just back picking everyone up. No ball being hit out easily here. Nobody getting any soft one here. It is going to be Kevin Walser to strike this now. Toom players just picking up all the Mullinahone lads within 40-50 yards all around. Walser looking down the line here now, cuts this one, it's low on the ground though. Alan Ryan just gets a foot to it, but it's spilt just from where the sideline was taken, and won now by Bulger, and he has a free, just a chop down on his hand.
Yeah, Bulger and Sean Curran, the two of them midfield, they're real consistent there for Mullinahone down through the years, no more so than this man Owen Fenley standing over the ball as well. But I just feel that Alan Walsh doesn't seem to have the confidence in himself, or it's not coming off with the short puckouts at the moment, and Toom seem to be turning them over there now in their last few puckouts.
Owen Fenley with this free from Mullinahone sends it in towards the corner forward position, but it is 2 or 3 Toom players in there, and they've worked it out now to Canning, outside him now to Quirk. Robbie Quirk, angle ball over the far side of the field, looking for Mark McCarthy. Ball just spills away, but the wing back does really well there. It is Paul Curran who takes it, but somehow Toom have it back in now as far as David Young. David Young from out the field, and David Young makes it a 1-point game here. That's Toom's second score, Mullinahone on 3.
Yeah, and credit to Toom there. You know, Paul Curran came out, made a super catch. They stood him up, they turned him over, you know, and simple ball to David Young, and they need that, their first score from play today.
Long one hit out now, breaking in midfield, gathered out there by Enda Keane now for Mullinahone. Does well to take it here under pressure, holds on to that ball, challenge comes in, does well and feeds it up along the line now, all the way up inside him here. Shot coming in from Sean Curran, all the way in and over the bar. Sean Curran, well fed from Keane.
And they needed that because they 3 points scored inside the first 3 minutes. They hadn't scored for the last nearly 9 minutes now. They needed that to settle them and put them out to 2 points again.
So we're ready to go again. Here it is, Rory Brislan, long one up the field now, breaking in front of Jack Delaney there, and away come Toom again. It's Darren Delaney who has it now, angles this ball over. Oh, beautiful catch by David Young now. Feeds it outside to McCarthy. It's Mark McCarthy coming through, going for a goal. The shot comes in across the goals, but there's no one there, and the danger is going to be cleared here. It's Mullinahone who are ready to clear their lines here. Alan Curran sends it straight up along the line at the Canaan stand side. Gathered here for Toom again though. Ball played back in towards David Young, but it's Finlay this time who takes it in centre back and feeds it up to the centre forward. Jack Shelley on the run. Jack Shelley for Mullinahone. And the Southsiders build a 3-point lead now.
Yeah, and their 5th point, and they've scored every one of them from play so far, and they worked the ball very well. But, you know, Toom are starting to work the ball well. They're starting to find a bit of space now.
Long one out the far side of the field, breaking ball over there. Mullinahone have it now through Martin Kehoe, sends it in around the house in there, but Toomevara have good hands in there through Andrew Ryan. Turns his marker and away he goes. Hand passes it on again to Jake Ryan. Jake back to the keeper now. Rory Brislan, time and room now. Plays it on here again, and it's just hit over Josh McCarthy's head. Toom could be in here again. It's Enda Keane trying to gather it here, and Mullinahone have a free in here. The Toomevara challenge came in there just on the corner forward, and it should be a nice tap over for Owen Kelly now.
Yeah, it should be. It's a killer. It's a killer when that happens, you know. Rory's trying to do the right thing, go short and work it through the lines, you know, but just goes over the head. But, you know, credit Enda Keane, he worked very, very hard. And I must say, you know, Paul Curran, the way he stood up Mark McCarthy there in the last chance, the goal chance that they had, you know, didn't rush in, showed all his experience. And, you know, that's what you need as well, Stephen. You have all the youth in the world, but you do need a few experienced guys as well to calm the thing down from now, every now and again.
So Owen Kelly about to send this towards the Kalainen end. They have a 5-2 lead here over Toomevara in this game. 13:52 on the clock here in Thurles as Kelly steadies himself here. The crowd over the far side go into a hush mode, and Owen Kelly sends it in and over the bar, and again he's so influential.
So influential, you know. He's just so solid over them frees, you know. Very unlike him, the one he hit low there a while ago. It mustn't have been one of them good Owen Kelly slitters he was using maybe.
Long one now, breaking over the far side of the field. Alan Curran goes up, and Curran gets a little flick on it in towards Finlay, but it's just moved on slightly further. He comes to gather it himself now. Alan Curran plays it out, looking for Paul Curran now. Mullinahone just trying to get clean possession in defence there, but David Young comes in and takes the ball off them and feeds it outside. Robbie Quirk now with the shot. Long one coming in from Robbie Quirk. This one just tails out, and again it's gone wide.
It's frustrating. Brislan is frustrated, you know. A lot of guys are frustrated. The shots, it's just not the shot selection, and that's 5 wides for Toom now, and we haven't even reached the water break yet. So that's something Brislan will definitely be talking to him as soon as we get called in for the water break, Stephen.
Alan Walsh here, long one down the field from the Mullinahone keeper. Ball just batted out though to Jack Delaney. Jack Delaney now comes out to try and move on this ball again, and the ref says that he threw that ball. He was on his knees and he just tried to release it quick, but it is going to be another chance for Owen Kelly to extend Mullinahone's lead. And Toom just he tried his best to move on that ball.
He did, and I suppose at this level you need to move the ball quick. We see the top teams, the Thurles, Sarsfields, the Lockmores of this world, the Borrisolees as well. They move the ball quick. He did move it quick, and in fairness, Enda Keane, he's won the last 2 frees now just from pure work rate and honesty, and you need those guys in teams too, Steve.
So Owen Kelly standing over this one here now at the Canaan stand side, and Thurles strikes it in towards the Kalainen end, and straight over the black spot. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Owen Kelly, and that signals the water break stage here of the first half here in Thurles. It is Mullinahone cruising at the minute in this game, 7 points to 2 up against a Toomevara side that probably haven't got going, Shane.
Haven't got going at all, and I suppose if you look at it here, right, Mullinahone has 7 points, five of them have come from play, so they have been good in open play, got 3 of those points inside the first 3 minutes, whereas if you look at Toom have had 7 shots on the goal, 5 wides. They've only had 1 point from play with, forwards like Darren Delaney, Mark McCarthy. Like David Young is the guy who had to step up and score the point from play, and he's by far and away the elder statement of the forward line. Jack Delaney's had an effort gone wide, so they won't be happy at all with how they started this game. Whereas Mullinahone, they've worked really hard. That's what they're really, really good at. There's great honesty in the team, and then with the likes of Jack Shelley and the pace he has, he's 2 points from play. Mike O'Shea has a point from play. Owen has a score from play. So, I mean, look, Mullinahone are looking good at the moment, but I still think there's a kick in Toom, Stephen.
Yeah, and when you see that Toomevara forward line there, you're looking at Mark McCarthy, Jack Delaney, David Young, he's shown well, and he's just leaving off that ball. I mean, he leaves it off. They've had a lot of wides, which suggests that, they've had a lot of shots.
I think exactly. You have to have the ball. You have to shoot to score. They have been on the ball a lot, but it's just their shot selection. I think, Stephen, is what's frustrating a lot of lads. They're shooting under pressure. They're shooting out near the sideline rather than a couple of quick stick passes. Maybe if Jack Delaney gave it to Darren there a while ago, he might have had a score. And I think that's what they might do now. Move the ball a bit quicker, get it into the guy in the best position, and let him take the shot rather than this frustrating thing of falling backwards and taking a shot. But I think we should see a big kick now in the Toom lads for this quarter.
So they're out on the field and getting ready to go again as Rory Brislan just makes his way up to the far goals up at the left as we're looking at it here in Thurles, and the restart will come now. The referee just with his hand up in the air and getting ready to make sure he's ready to go, and it is going to be Toomevara who will restart here. The keeper ready to send this one down the field. 15:49 on the clock, 7 points to 2 up. Mullinahone lead in this game. Here we go, it's Brislan, long one down the field. David Young underneath it, and let's fly on this ball, and it's just broken inside now. Right in there, Éanna Ryan inside, and Mullinahone just steady in defence. Colin Shelley gathers that ball, works it out towards the wing back over at the far side of the field, and sent long now by Martin Kehoe. Down here, breaking ball. Fine fetch over there from Andrew Ryan, who feeds that ball outside him now to Jason Ryan. Jason sends it on, but it's intercepted out there by Bulger. Bulger now moves on that ball quickly to Mikey O'Shea. Mikey O'Shea back outside to Enda Keane. Enda Keane with a long ranger here. It's sent all the way in. He fist pumps the air. He knows it's good, and the referee signals another score for Mullinahone.
Great score, and they're 6 from play, and Enda Keane deserved that for all the hard work. Toom, trying just not sticking the ball to hand, and Mullinahone are punishing them.
Jake Ryan takes a short one now, and it's fed back as Toom clear their lines. Long ball hit all the way up the field. Breaking ball, it's gathered by David Young now. Young takes it on here on the 21. Plays this ball back out towards the 45. Well took out there by Darren Delaney. Darren Delaney pops it over the bar. What vision by David Young to just spot him outside loose.
Absolutely, yeah. And kept calm. Could have popped it to Jack Delaney, but knew he was under pressure. Saw Darren Delaney, an easy score for Toom.
Short one out now to Kevin Walser from Mullinahone. Back to Paul Curran. Paul Curran feeds it on over the far side of the field, and now there's a bit of room for Colin Shelley. Shelley strikes it up the field looking for Owen Kelly. Brilliant take again by Owen Kelly now. Plays this ball outside him here. Enda Keane just outside the 65 now. Sends it into the corner all the way in there. Breaking ball inside. Mullinahone have it trying to gather it here. The shot comes in by Martin Kehoe, and it's another score for them over the bar. That moves them on to 9 points against 3.
Yeah, and I find it interesting, that nowadays, a lot of teams, someone seems to go down with some form of an injury or something. Now, Colm Canning seems genuine enough, he's changing the boots, but we often see the contact lens thing coming in once the score team gets 3 or 4 points. But Mullinahone look so comfortable on the ball here today. As we said beforehand, Stephen, they had a great year last year here in Thurles with the Seamus Arena and the run they had. They're moving the ball well, they're looking for the guy in the best position, which Toom clearly are just not doing that at the moment. And the main guy in the forward line for me is David Young. He's been on the ball, he's calm on the ball, and the rest of them just seem a little bit nervous on the ball at the moment. They need to just relax, and that's what Mullinahone have done. They've relaxed into the game, and that's why they have 9 points on the board.
Here we go again, restart over the far side. Liam Ryan, good take by him there at centre back for Toom. Plays this ball into Darren Delaney in the middle. The shot comes in from Delaney, going to drop short in here, and it's Young. Oh, what a take! It's Young who has buried it! David Young, the full forward, catch and deliver to the net.
Yeah, and sometimes, less is more. Keep it simple, Toom. If you have a guy like David Young on the edge of the square, he's having a great battle with Curran, get it into him. That was a super catch. It was going to be a penalty otherwise, but great score and great goal by David Young, and this should drive Toom on now.
1-3 now for Toom, and the puck out goes out over the line here. It is going to be a line ball for Toomevara here. Jack Delaney just standing over it. 1-3 for Toom. 9 points now for Mullinahone. That could kickstart the Toomevara challenge in this game as Jack Delaney gets ready. Goes straight down along the line here, looking for Paul Ryan inside, but just overstruck the ball, and it funnels out and wide, and possession back to Mullinahone again here. Keeper gets ready to go. Alan Walsh sends it all the way up towards the wing forward here. Ball breaking up there, and there's a lot of Toom players in the centre positions there now. It's Delaney. Darren Delaney sends it in around the house. Dangerous ball, hopping ball inside now. Toom have it here. Chances on here again. It's David Young looking for this pass from Alan Ryan. David Young sends it in and over the bar. The full forward is on fire.
Absolutely. 1-2 from play for David Young today. He's nice and composed in the ball. He's looking for the ball. That was an absolutely super ball in there as well. Found the space, and Alan Walsh came out and he committed, and David Young did the right thing, and that's 1-1 in the last minute now for him.
Long ball, hit out, breaking in the middle of the field now, and it is Robbie Quirk trying to gather it outside. Does well to hold on to that ball, plays it on to Mark McCarthy. McCarthy on again now to Jason Ryan, the captain. He moves it on here and sends it in around the house, across, and it hits the post and back into play now, back down to the hands of Paul Curran. Curran out now to Walser, time and room here. Up comes Jack Delaney to challenge him. It's moved on to Alan Curran though in the wing back position. He sends it all the way up towards the corner forward up there. Loads of Toom players there though, and it is Liam Ryan who gathers and feeds it back to the keeper. Brislan now, long ball, struck all the way up, but it's out over the line, and it is going to be another line ball here for Alan Curran and Mullinahone.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what a goal does for a team. You just see a new life in the body language in the Toom lads and everything. That goal by David Young, it was super. And I suppose really worrying for Mullinahone is that one of their main guys, the speed and the stadium and everything, is Jack Shelley, and he looks to be in serious bother the other end of the field. But if we could just say something about Kevin Walser, he's Walser by name and he's a Walser by nature as well. I think he's so calm in the ball and his footwork is brilliant, and he's really solid at the back for Mullinahone. But it's really, really worrying now to see Jack Shelley down at the other side of the field from a Mullinahone point of view anyway.
And Shane, he's so central to what they're doing up there and winning the ball and just being involved all the time.
That's it, and anybody knows Tipp hurling and Tipp club hurling, they'll know the name Jack Shelley. He's got great pace. He's physically a very strong guy as well. And if Owen wins the ball in there, he knows that the likes of Jack Shelley or Mikey O'Shea will be coming off to pop it off him. So it's not looking good for him over there. They seem to be taking a lot of time with him, and rightly so. And maybe this break mightn't do the Mullinahone lads any harm, because I think have outscored them 1-2 to a point there since we came back. 1-2 to 2 points actually, Stephen, since we came back after the water break.
So he's still just in bother over there. The medic involved with Mullinahone is Dr. John Gilman, and the physio Robbie Mansfield is over there. So we'll see how this transpires here for Mullinahone as they just have that player down injured. And again, this will probably give them a breather too, because it was Toom that had the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since David got the goal there from, as I said, their whole demeanour around the pitch. If it's not going well for you, when your team gets a goal, you just find this bit of energy, your body language change. You get this energy, you get this bit of maybe self-confidence in yourself that let's drive it on. And that's what David Young's goal has done to Toom on the field and on the sideline as well. They're driving him on there, and I suppose Shelley is up again, and he'll be very important to try and keep him on the field for as long as they can today, Stephen.
Good to see him moving about now. He's just going back in there just around the wing forward position the other side, but that's over at the Rhinestone side, and play is here at the Canaan stand side. It is going to be a line ball for Mullinahone when play starts. Alan Curran strikes this one, it's low, but it's gathered now by Darren Delaney for Toomevara. Ball just spilt inside there though. Inda Keane comes in to try and take it back, and again Toom come back in and take that ball, and away they go down the line. Josh McCarthy soloing up the field, and Josh McCarthy goes by two, has a free in here. Alan Curran just caught him with the leg, looked accidental, but it is going to be a free in now for Toomevara.
Yeah, absolutely. It just shows the confidence that lads with number 2 on their back are playing nowadays. He's going along, he flicks it out over your man's head, and he draws the free and great. And the bit of the experience that Josh McCarthy has there, he used every bit of it there. If the Mullinahone lads had left him alone, it would have been a hard shot by the sideline. But difficult free now for Mark McCarthy after missing 2 of them. But if he can nail it, it'll be unbelievable the lift it'll give to everyone back along the field.
So he's steady and ready here. Linesman just behind him, and the Toom management just back, and the subs just on the benches in the Canaan stand just behind where he's about to strike this one here. So it is Mark McCarthy for Toomevara. Makes no mistake this time over the black spot. That point just moves them on in this game nicely, and now they're up and ticking. It is 1-5 for Toomevara, 9 points for Mullinahone now with 24 on the clock. Long puck out, breaking in centre field there. It's gathered outside there now by Sean Curran, and Sean Curran has won himself a free just inside the 65, and again another chance now for Owen Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd imagine Owen's just the standard of frees and the quality of striker of the ball that he is. He should be nailing this, but Sean Curran, he's a real go-to guy when Mullinahone need to win a puck out when they want to go along, and 9 times out of 10 he does do that, and this might help settle him again.
So the great Owen Kelly just inside the 65, about to strike this one here for Mullinahone. Here we go, he sends it in, all the way in and over the bar as per usual with Owen Kelly here, and that moves them on to 10 points, playing against 1-5 now for Toom. If you're tuned in on Tipp FM, our coverage is with thanks to the Showgrounds Shopping Centre in Clonmel. It is the FBD Insurance Championship here. We're also live on the Tipperary GAA stream as Toomevara come on the attack here, and this shot comes all the way in from way out the field, and this one has just tailed off and wide again for Toom.
Yeah, it's like Jason Ryan. I rate him highly. I think he's a great hurler, but he's had 3 shots on goal, 2 have gone wide, 1 has hit the post. Maybe there comes a time in the day to say, look, I just don't have the shooting boots on today, get it inside to the boys.
Out to Walter now, short one out the middle now. It's Owen Kelly and his own 65, beautiful turn, shakes off his marker and strikes it all the way in. Owen Kelly sends it in, but it just tails out this time, out to the right and wide of the upright. It's still 10 for Mullinahone, 1-5 for Toomevara here, 25 on the clock. What a sidestep there from Owen Kelly just to get away from his marker, but we're ready to go again. Toom, long one down the field from Brislan over the far side, but a fine fetch over there by Alan Curran, and the ball played on as Mullinahone strike it up the field here, up towards Inda Keane. Inda Keane having a good battle over there with Josh McCarthy, just wins this ball and away he goes this time. He's heading in from the sideline, in from the 14 now this time, and 3 players on him. He's got a free in over there. The referee signals that there was a strike on him with a hurley over there.
Well done, Inda Keane. He could have thrown it up, he could have got hooked, he knew he was in bother, he looked for the free and he drew the free, and that was absolutely super catch by Alan Curran, brother of Paul's there in the half back line. Such a tall guy, but that was a more quality ball they got into him. And I tell you, Inda Keane, he's been a real leader for Mullinahone today, and Sean O'Regan's reaction on the sideline proves that. He's worked hard, he's won his 3rd free, which Owen Kelly should nail this, Stephen.
So Kelly steady as you go here. Just such an excellent free taker, really. He's putting them over from all angles here today. And that one, the same thing again. It's 11 points now for Mullinahone, 1-5 for Toomevara. We're ready to go. Keeper strikes it long. Brislan looking up here for David Young again, just goes by them there as Colin Shelley races to get there now. Mullinahone trying to keep that ball in play, and it's just been taken out. Looked like it was on the line, but Paul Curran just went to rise the ball on the line.
Well, I tell you, look, I trained and played with Paul for a long time. He's a fine tick man, and if he feels he's right, he'll let you know, and he's making the linesman sure of it here, that he feels that maybe not all the ball was out over the crease of the line, but he felt the linesman could have been up a bit closer maybe to make a more confident call, I would say, Stephen, if that makes sense.
So the linesman just moving back here, and Mark McCarthy about to cut this ball in Paul just gone back in the edge of the square inside now, and this one's just struck in there. It's Walser who is quickest to react though, and Mullinahone have the ball now, and they work it out here towards the 45. High strike here just on Mikey O'Shea now, just took a belt on the top of the head there, and I think the ref is looking to call over Colm Canning for that one, just for a high challenge, but Mikey O'Shea looks to be in a bit of bother with the helmet off.
He does, but I tell you what now, and people watching it on the stream, that was a very brave thing Mikey O'Shea did. He knew he's either going to get clocked by Colm Canning one way or another, but he committed to the ball. He got his free. Colm Canning will get a yellow card here now, and it shouldn't be anything more than that. He was going for the ball. He just caught him in the head, and again, this will help settle the Mullinahone lads. They'll get it down into attack. So there's a bit of confusion here now about maybe who was booked or not booked earlier on in the game. I think, Stephen.
So the ref is going over here, and he's showing a second yellow and a red card. It looks like there. So it is a red card to Colm Canning. Toomevara are down to 14 players.
Yeah, I actually felt I thought it was Jason Ryan that got booked earlier on. Obviously it was Colm Canning for an incident. They're down to 14, Again, that is a big blow for Toomevara coming up to half time, when Mullinahone really have been the dominant team so far.
So it is Toom with 14 players against Mullinahone, and this free is struck by Fennelly all the way up, looking for Owen Kelly inside. Little flick in there. Martin Kehoe now, he's coming on the attack inside now. Good challenge from Andrew Ryan, and Andrew Ryan has a free out there. The Mullinahone player went to the deck, but the ref says that he was charging and just drove into the fullback more than anything else. So keeper is going to have a free out, and Shane, that completely changes the complexion of this game.
It changes again now, because all it'll allow Mullinahone to do maybe is get a guy who's very comfortable on the ball, like a Kevin Walser or an Owen Fennelly, get one of them free, not worrying about a free guy up the other end, and it will also probably create a little bit more space for him to try and find that to try and hit that full forward line, or work the ball, maybe shoot from distance as well, Stephen.
Here we go. Keeper strikes it long all the way up the field, breaking on the half forward line here. It's won by Éanna Ryan for Mullinahone. He sends it all the way up the field here, up towards the half forward line. Ball breaking inside there. In comes Robbie Quirk to try and gather it, but it's won by Enda Keane now. Keane feeds it inside him here in towards the 21. Ball just spills away from him, although lots of pulling in there, and it is Andrew Ryan who just hit it. It came off a Mullinahone player, looks like Enda Keane, and it is going to be a line ball for Toomevara just outside their 21 here at the Canaan stand side in Thurles. It's 11 for Mullinahone, 1-5 for Toomevara, 30 on the clock here. Toom with a line ball ready to just strike it up the field here, and it is the wing back who is standing over it here as all the players just move back out of the way here. Cush into the middle now, right in front of Mikey O'Shea. In comes Russell Quirk to try and gather it, and Russell Quirk has a free for Toomevara. Just a challenge came in from behind him there, so it is a chance here for a score, a long range one perhaps. It is going to be the captain, Jason Ryan. No ops to go short, up to Mark McCarthy. Mark McCarthy, away he goes, three of them after him, still Mark McCarthy inside. Looked like a possible chop there, but Michael Dunn wins it back, and away they go. It is Mullinahone through Éanna Ryan all the way up the field here now, up towards Martin Kehoe, up on the 21, working it into a scoreable position. He sends it in, sends it high, but it tails out to the right and wide. Still 11 playing 1-5.
Yeah, but there it is now again. The bit of space is opened up because Toom are down a player. Martin Kehoe is clearly in here on form as well, Stephen, because he's contributed a point, but he's got on an awful lot of ball from Mullinahone today as well.
Keeper gets ready now. Long one from Brislan all the way up the field, looking for the half forward line. It's won again though by that Mullinahone half back line. Kevin Walser, out he comes with that ball, feeds it in the middle in as far as Owen. Away he goes now, shakes off his marker. Lovely little flick out now to Fennelly. Owen Fennelly gathers this ball now up towards the 65, sends it in over his shoulder all the way in. It's high, it's long, and it would remind you of Michael Fennelly for Kilkenny. What a score by Owen Fennelly.
Yeah, Owen Fennelly, he's very, very solid there at 6, and that guy again, Kevin Walser, he has been outstanding for me so far in the first half, the amount of ball he comes out, but again, Kelly shows all his experience, sees the guy in better position and gives it to him. Super score by Owen Fennelly then.
Short one out to Andrew Ryan now. He gathers this ball and sends it up, but just put under a bit of pressure here, trying to get a flick on it here. It's Darren Delaney It is Mullinahone though fighting for everything in there, and Kevin Bulger does well to win that ball back. It spills now. Robbie Quirk has it again for two. Outside him now it's Darren Delaney. Delaney back out now to the other Delaney. Jack this time. Jack foraging in there like mad. And the ball is won again by Owen Kelly. Owen Kelly angle ball. Oh, what a ball struck into the corner up towards Martin Kehoe, and the race is on, and Josh McCarthy wins the race this time. Serious battle between the cornerback and corner forward. The Toom cornerback got to the ball first. In came his marker, Martin Kehoe, and they're just having a bit of afters there now, so the ref will just calm it down. But great cornerback.
Yeah, you know, and I suppose you'd be lucky enough to be at a few inter-county games last year. You get to hear everyone. And Paul Kinnerky with the word swarm, and that's what Mullinahone are doing today. They are swarming at every break of the ball, and they're winning a lot of them.
Ball breaks now from this one. It's won by Toom. The shot comes in here, and it is Alan Ryan with a nice take there. The ball hit in around the house from the free. Broke nicely. Corner forward, the right place, the right time.
Yeah,
and that signals half time.
Just saying, but going to say about Alan Ryan, there's a guy, he looks lively. Toom are going to need to use him more. That's the first kind of bit of an opportunity he's had at goal that we've seen in the first half. So, you know, Mullinahone 5 points in that quarter. Toom have won 4, but, you know, killer blow for Toom. Colin Canning gone off now for the second half, like.
And Shane, like, their body language changed afterwards. Looking at him down there, you know, the helmets are off. They just look annoyed here. This first half has really got away from them.
It has, it really has. I mean, 7 wides as well, you know. As we talk about the shot selection, 5 wides in the first quarter, only 2 in the second quarter. I suppose that's something that they've definitely improved on. You know, they've scored 1-4, but I think, you know, David Young is their top scorer, 1-2 from play. You know, Mark McCarthy's going to have to be more accurate with the frees. You know, it's easy to say it from up here, but all the top club teams, their free takers, they're talking about 80-85% accuracy with them, and that's what they're going to need. From the Mullinahone side in, I suppose great from that Jack Shelley is still on the field. He's 2 points from play. Enda Keane is working ferociously hard. Owen has scored 4 frees, but Enda Keane has won actually 3 of those frees, so that'll tell you about the team element that he's there with. And Mikey O'Shea looks lively, and Martin Kehoe as well. And you know, I think Mullinahone will be happy enough. 12 points to 1-6. It would indicate that they have been the better team, and for me that they have been the better team overall in the first half. But again, that goal is up there underneath Toomevara's name, and like, you know, 1 or 2 goals in club championship, Stephen, you see it week in, week out. It's a massive thing to look up and see it beside your name, like.
So it is at half time here. 12 points for Mullinahone, 1-6 for Toomevara. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second half after this.
Have you heard about the incredible prizes in the new Tipperary GA Clubs draw?
I'm asking you to support the new draw that's just launched, which is a novel Star Super Prize, believe it or not, of a horse and car, plus holidays and cash prizes as well. So over the year there's 11 cars up for grabs with a total prize fund of 500,000. Remember, you have to be in it to win it, so just to join, go to www.tipperary.ga.ie. Remember, it's your club, it's your county, and it's your draw. So sign up and support today.
The Tipperary GA Clubs draw. You have to be in it to win it.
Well, you're very welcome back to Semple Stadium here in Thurles. We're still just waiting for the teams to emerge here. It is 12 points up against 1-6 Mullinahone, leading Toomevara here. And Shane, at half-time, I suppose, looking down at the Toomevara management team below us here, Owen Brisland, you know, he'll have plenty to say. Like, he's pointing there, his selectors, Trevor Galvin, Kevin Cummins and Paul Tracy are there as well. The coach of the team is John Manley, and like, they'll have loads to talk about now.
Oh, they will, absolutely. And you know, like, whether they're aware of what's going on in the other game as well. Like, Holy Cross are up 10 to 11 points at half time against Clonoulty. Like, so I mean, you know, if things stay the way they are, you know, you could see a lot of changes in that group from what we thought maybe was going to happen beforehand. But you know, Owen Brisland will definitely have a lot to say to him. You know, it's a big challenge from now in the second half. Not going particularly well yet. They've had 7 wides. You know, David Young, top scorer from play for him, 1-2. You know, they just need a bit more composure on the ball, Stephen, I think. And that's what Owen will try and say to him. He said, look, we're coming into this off the back of 2 wins, you know, 2 good wins in this pitch, so they know how to win here. The other side of it then, you know, Shawnee O'Regan, you know, I have great time for Shawnee O'Regan when I kind of started out with Tipp and the under-21s. Shawnee was involved, SHC coach, and even back then, you know, not that I'm a million years older, but I suppose Shawnee was way ahead of him, way ahead of the time, way ahead of the SNC thing, and he's a guy that I would have massive respect for, and I've no doubt that the Mullinahone lads have massive respect for, you know, as well. And so they'll be nice and they'll be nice and composed. I mean, when you've guys like Paul Kern, you know, Sean Kern, Owen as well, you know, they've been here before in this situation in big games that they need to win 3 points up. I think Mullinahone will definitely be the happier team overall, Stephen, as well. You know, 12 points, and I'm looking at it, it's 8 points from play. You know, they've only had 4 wides as well, so their shot selection clearly has been better too. Like,
yeah, and like, they have the confidence. They won here last year, won the trophy here last year, which is absolutely huge. And a lot of the younger players are playing really well, and like the likes of Mikey O'Shea there is really coming into his own now, and we're seeing a lot of him just coming out with ball and winning ball, and you know, Martin Kehoe as well, another good young player. Yeah,
and I think the evidence of that they are using the ball well and that they are getting a good quality ball in most of the time to the forwards is that 5 out of the 6 of their starting forwards have all scored from play now, with Martin Kehoe coming in instead of Owen Dwyer. The only one not to score from play is Michael Dunn, but he's working very hard as well, getting turnovers, getting breaks, and that's one word I definitely would use to describe Mullinahone is the hunger they have to win the breaks. They have a massive hunger. They're swarming the Toom guys. As soon as there's a mistake, there's 3 or 4 Mullinahone guys in around them, and you know, I go back to Shawnee again. No, they have a very good level of match fitness as well. You know, and that's very, very important. I suppose we all hear everyone running 5Ks in 10 or 15 minutes, you know what I mean, something crazy. But I mean, match fitness is a different thing, Stephen, you know, and Mullinahone seem to be very match fit. Like,
the level is so high, Shane, isn't it? Right across the county, you know, the training that these teams are doing for the last 6 months to be right for these few weeks.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, you know, and you would have had the county guys coming back then, you know, after Tipp lost out, and that would have been a whole new buzz for the whole training sessions as well. But as you said, like, every club now, like, every club knows how to train properly now, and all the top clubs, you know, they know how to train properly. They know there's a backroom team required. You know, committees in the club 10-15 years ago, Stephen, if you asked them, he said, we're going to need an S&C guy or an S&C coach, whether that's a man or a woman. We're going to need a physio there most nights. They would have laughed at you. Whereas now clubs and players within clubs and setups within clubs realise these things are every bit as important as the hurling, you know, because we need to keep guys fit, we need to keep them on the pitch, we need to keep them injury free, and you know, that's what you have at this level, especially at Dan Breen. You know, you have the top clubs doing all the things right on and off the field.
Yeah, and isn't it a kind of a lifestyle choice nearly at this stage? You know, you have players looking after themselves, you know, getting stronger every winter to be right for the hurling season.
That's it, like, yeah, you know, and you know, we're used to it at inter-county level, but I mean, if you go around the country, look who the county champions are all around the country this year. I guarantee you they probably have a gym, or they probably have a big clubhouse, or they probably have a culture within the club that everybody is doing all these things together, because going training on maybe the Tuesday, the Thursday and the match of the weekend is just not enough if you want to be successful at the top level in any county hurling or football. And you know, a lot of these clubs here as well, they'll have their own gym and they'll have all these things set up, and the recovery will be done, and you know, it's just no stone can be left unturned, Stephen, is what I'm trying to say, if you want to be successful at the very, very top level. Like,
good stuff, Shane. And Toom are out on the field now, and we're just looking at it here. It is David Young and Alan Ryan heading in there towards the full forward line. The rest of them just out around the middle of the field. Russell Quirk there in the middle as well. They have a tough job now, so they're going to have two probably just in the full forward line.
Yeah.
And it looks like just from their positioning now that they're just pulling everyone else back a bit.
Yeah, and I think if you're Owen Brislan or you're the Toomevara management, what the guy you want to leave free will be a guy in the opposition's full back line. You never want to be leaving one of their half-backs free. So that's what they'll be hoping to do by only playing two inside. It'll probably force Mullinahone into maybe leaving one of their full-back line free, and be interesting to see if Mullinahone actually get maybe it likes a Kevin Walter back there and get him free and let him be the sweeper now for the second half. Like,
it looks like Willie Coffey is on the field to play Shane over going in at 10. So a change for Toom there in that regard. It is, not sure who is off, but it is Willie Coffey who is just gone on here. So Willie Coffey in for Toom, one change. Here we go. It is Mullinahone straight away on the attack here. This ball hit in long now in towards Jack Shelley's side over at the Ryan stand over there, but it is Mullinahone who win it here. They have it now and they're on the attack once more. The shot comes in and straight away they take up where they left off. A great point by Kevin Bulger.
Yeah, great point by Kevin Bulger. Himself and Shawnee Curran now in the middle of the field. Both have a point from play. They're well able to score from distance, and the ball was worked out to the man in best position again by Mullinahone.
Out here now from the puck out as far as Mark McCarthy. Away he goes, soloing in the sideline down past the 45, heading for the 21. Still Mark McCarthy going all the way in. Tries to get a little flick on it there, but Paul Curran saw that ball all the way and mops it up and back to the keeper here now. Long one sent out here towards the 45, out towards Owen Kelly. Kelly now, quick 1-2 there, and away he goes. It's Owen Kelly back on again here, and it is Mullinahone breaking up along the line here now. Sean Curran just feeds it on a bit here on as far as Martin Kehoe in the middle. Again, they're just holding up that ball. It's Owen Kelly now on the 65. He sends it all the way in this time, but it just tails out and maybe a foot or so to the right of the post. It's gone wide this time. 13 playing 1-6. Mullinahone ahead at the minute, and we're ready to go again here with Rory Brislan. Long one, struck down the field. David Young is going to be underneath this. Goes up for it here, but it's gathered by Alan Curran. Fed back in as far as Finley, the centre back. He strikes it up the field here, all the way up. Mullinahone playing good stuff here now into Owen Kelly. Owen Kelly holds it up. Nice little pop pass to Jack Shelley here. He plays it back in the middle into Kevin Bulger. Bulger battled up. Two Toom lads, and the ref says he took too much out of it. It is going to be a free for Toomevara.
Yeah, 50-50 call there for me now, to be honest, Stephen. It's hard to know what else can the guy do if two guys are holding his arms, bar dropping on the ground. But great start by Mullinahone again, using the ball well. Just love the experience of Kelly there. He knew he wouldn't have had the pace to take it on, so he gave it to Shawnee Curran and then got it back eventually. But big free now for Jason Ryan, hoping to land his first score, and it would be his fourth shot on the goals today.
So he's nice and steady, just right on the line as he rises and strikes this one all the way in, and it is tailing out and it's just gone wide. So still 13 for Mullinahone, 1-6 for Toomevara. Looks like Conor O'Farrell that is off for Toom, and Willie Coffey that's on. That's the half-time substitution as this ball is sent up the field, won by Toomevara now. Andrew Ryan fires it all the way back up the field just on the edge of the D, but again Mullinahone nice and steady in their play. They've worked that ball out to Sean Curran. Nice strike of the slitter all the way up towards the half-forward line. Ball breaking up there nicely for Indokeene. Indokeene is through here. Feeds it out to Shelley. Shelley slats it over the bar. They could have been in for a goal, but they steadied themselves and took their point instead.
They did, and they kept the scoreboard ticking. That's what it's all about as well. And the spare man Mullinahone really telling on the last couple of balls that have gone in. They're able to cover off the space, and Colin Shelley is doing a good job at it now.
Long one now from Rory Brislan all the way up the field, breaking up here now in front of Sean Curran, and the ball is worked out along now to Michael Dunn here, and he feeds it up straight up the line here, but out comes the cornerback. Jake Ryan does well to get in a challenge there, but it's Martin Kehoe who has it, and he feeds it on here for Mullinahone into Mikey O'Shea. Mikey O'Shea on the 21 here, working it through as a couple of players on. Feeds it to Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley buries it in the back of the net at the town end in Thurles. Mullinahone are cruising now.
Absolutely brilliant about Martin Kehoe again. We wondered why he was in. We know why he's in. His work rate, his vision. Brilliant play by Mikey O'Shea. Drew the man, and a super finish by Shelley. 1-3 from play for him today now.
Puck out sent out here, and the wing back just has gone to ground for Toom. Jason Ryan, the captain, 2 Mullinahone players in on top of him as well, so it is going to be a throw in, and ref just looking for the ball there. What a goal, 114 to 1-6. That's an 8-point lead now for Mullinahone here. It's won by Owen Kelly. Owen Kelly here half blocked as he swung on that one, and it just tails out and goes wide, and it is going to be another puck out for Toomevara. Out towards the centre back now. Liam Ryan, away he goes. Feeds it on to Jason Ryan, the captain, up to the 65. Nice angle ball over the far side at the Ryan stand side now. Out comes the corner forward to try and gather it. Alan Ryan is over there, but it is the corner back who has it, and it's going to be a free out for Mullinahone, who just have a player injured just over there in that last incident. And down on the deck, it looks like it's Kevin Walzer who's down on the ground, and Mark McCarthy over there also with the corner back, just not happy with that challenge.
No, bit of frustration creeping in now for the Mullinahone lads. You're 8 points down, you're down a man as well. You know, there was maybe a little flick back there from Alan Ryan, and the ref's gone over to consult with the linesman about it. If he's seen it, he could be in trouble because Kevin Walzer went down. But you know, Mullinahone, they're very solid at the back there now. The spare guy is cutting off any space. The Toom are trying to. They're not getting the same out of David Young. They're not getting the same return out of him because the space has been cut off. So Mullinahone have deployed the spare guy very, very well at the moment. Anyway, Stephen.
So we're just seeing the referee is over there, and he's calling over Mark McCarthy. So, and also Colin Shelley of Mullinahone. So both players going to be spoken to now. An 8-point lead here for Mullinahone. We'll see what will happen here, what type of cards will be shown in this incident. The ref just speaking to the 2 players now and having words with both of them, and it is yellow for both, for the cornerback and for Mark McCarthy as well. And now he's going to throw in this ball. I take it over the far side of the field. So away we go, and the ball is in, and it's kicked along the deck now straight over towards the middle here. Mullinahone half back line coming out to gather it there, but it is Willie Coffey trying to get stuck in, but Mullinahone work it out nice and calm out of defence, and it's struck long down the field all the way, and it's gone over the bar. A fantastic score, Sean Curran.
Absolutely super score. They're brilliant when they go over, but you know, they all came out. He didn't see any space. He said he'd take it on. He's a great striker of the ball, and his second point from play today is super score by Shawnee Curran.
This one hit out towards the middle. Owen Kelly, wins that puck out and feeds that ball on inside again, but it's won back by Josh McCarthy there, and he plays that ball up along now to Russell Quirk. Russell Quirk in around the house with this, breaking ball in there. It's McCarthy now for Toom, and he has popped it over the bar from the break. It is another score for Toomevara in this one, and they need all of them now that they can get. 1-7 they're on at the moment. 1-15 for Mullinahone. Short one out from the keeper now. They played along the full back line, struck long down the field looking for Jack Shelley. He's sprinting out to get there. Jake Ryan is there as well though, and Jake Ryan just collides there with Martin Kehoe. It's going to be a free out, taken quickly by Josh McCarthy all the way up the field to Mark. Mark McCarthy strikes and sends it in around the house. Oh, beautiful. No, it's tailed out last second. It looked like it was good, but it's gone wide.
Yeah, you know, they've only scored 1 point since we came back after the break. Mullinahone have scored 1-3, you know, so they need every one of those to go over the bar today to try and make any bit of a comeback.
Short one out here now and fed onto Alan Curran. He moves it on again here. Little flicks, nice little flicks in the game here, and it's broken nicely for Mullinahone, who are playing with serious confidence. It's Mikey O'Shea soloing up here now. Sends this ball in around the house into Martin Kehoe. He's out, he's unmarked, and he strikes it over the bar. Another score for Mullinahone, and really they are playing with just pure confidence.
They really are, you know, because Mikey O'Shea, I mean, the quality of player that he is, he could have took that on, but no, he's seen Martin Kehoe's in a better position and makes sure to score, and no, that's what they've been doing all day, Stephen, giving the ball to the guy in the best position.
Here we go, short one out the feed now. It is won by Toomevara, struck into the corner all the way in. The full forward made to rush out like lightning to get there. Alan Ryan does so, but Paul Curran, the experience of him, just gathers that ball and leaves it back to the goalie. Struck down the field, breaking now in the middle, and it's won out here by Quirk. for Toom. He sends it all the way up, looking for Mark McCarthy over there, but Sean Curran just read exactly what he was doing and won that ball back. Feeds it out to Walser, back again, and away we go. It is Mullinahone on the attack once more, struck back up towards the 45. Andrew Ryan does really well to gather this ball, breaks now. Jake Ryan comes in to help him out onto Liam Ryan, and away they go. Toom in need of scores here. They've worked it up to their own 65. Time and room now for Darren Delaney. This one sent in, breaking at the edge of the D, and out come Mullinahone once more and win that ball back all the way back up again. It's end to end here. It's Mullinahone who try to work it out here now. A couple of runners inside. Oh, brilliant ball by Michael Dunn inside him now into Mikey O'Shea. Mikey O'Shea is through, and he shakes off his marker, Russell Quirk, and puts it over the bar. He got injured in the process though. He's down on the deck, but a good strike of the ball. 117 to 1-7.
Yeah, you know, Mikey O'Shea's been involved in a lot of good things for Mullinahone today. He took a heavy knock off Colm Cannon for Colm Canning to get the red card. He's got another one there, but again Mullinahone not taking the shot under pressure, giving it to the guy in best position, and now they've scored 1-5 since we came back, and Toom have only scored 1 point, and when you're down to 14 men, you're hoping it's going to try and be the other way around. 117 to 1-7. It's going to take something massive now from Toom, and another substitution here, Stephen.
Kevin McCarthy is on the field of play now for Toomevara. Looks like it is Alan Ryan who is going off the corner forward. So away we go. Short one out here now to Jason Ryan, the captain, soloing up the field, past the 65 onto the other one, and passes that ball. It's a bit loose out there though, and it is Colin Shelley who comes in and does well to take it now. Feeds it out to Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley trying to work it on 4 Toom players in on top of him, and Robbie Quirk does enough to put him off here. The ball just gets away from them all, but it's won back out there now by Martin Kehoe for Mullinahone. Feeds it back outside him here now onto Kevin Bulger. Bulger sends it in, breaking in there, but it is time for Andrew Ryan to come and gather that and work it back outside him now. Out towards Jason Ryan, but it's been turned over again, and away come Mullinahone through Bulger. Bulger works it in, and 2 of them in on top of him. He has a free in just outside the 21, and the Toom players just having words with the referee, and he's made it even more central now for Owen Kelly, as if he didn't need it that way.
Oh, that's it. Like, I mean, sure, Owen had scored from nearly out in the car park there. You know, the quality of striker and the form he's in at the moment. You know, the GPS wouldn't be on fire on his back or anything, but I tell you, the amount of ball he gets on, players look for him, and his experience is second to none. But Kevin Bulger, I think he's been absolutely brilliant for Mullinahone as well today, been involved in a lot of good things for him.
And this one is struck over the bar. So another score there for Owen Kelly, the maestro, in this game. And the latest that we have from the other game in this group, it is Holy Cross 213, that's 19 points. Clonoulty Rossmore just 14 points, so a 5-point lead for Holy Cross in that game rather. In this one here, it is Mullinahone who are cruising here. This ball in around centre field. Enda Keane gathers it now, 3 of them on him, and Enda Keane has just taken too many steps. It's going to be a free out for Toomevara, and Enda Keane just involved there with Kevin Bulger for a sec. The ref just bringing the ball up, and like Toom really can't get distracted now.
No, they can. And the other thing for me is that Mullinahone, if Mullinahone gets sucked into these silly things with the hurleys are loose, you know, it's only human nature that a ref may feel he wants to kind of even the thing out, 14 men against 14. You know, we see it all the time, whether it's right or wrong. But I mean, if a Mullinahone guy is seen with any loose hurley now, they're going to be off, you know, and the way they're going now could potentially miss the next day. So they need to stay out of any of these silly little niggles that are going on.
And I can just see Shane there. Look at Owen Kelly pointing to each player. You go there, you go there.
Yeah, look, he's just the Tom Brady of it, isn't he? He's just organising everyone, making sure they're doing the right thing. And that's it. Look, that was a very good free there now by Mark McCarthy for a guy who hasn't been really his day on the free so far.
And he's put it over the bar. That makes it 1-8 for Toomevara, 118 for Mullinahone. Short one out for Mullinahone this time. Colin Shelley gathers this, sends it in around the house, breaking in there now. It is Russell Quirk who wins it back for Toom. Sends it up the field here. They need scores now, and the shot comes in here, but it's tailing out, and it's gone wide this time from Kevin McCarthy, who was just on there a few minutes ago for Alan Ryan. Here we go, keeper again, strikes it up the field, looking towards Owen Kelly, just a little high. It's Liam Ryan behind him, and Toom worked that ball out now towards Jason Ryan. Plays it on again inside the 65. Toomevara coming on the attack. Darren Delaney angles this ball over the far side. David Young gathers and feeds it back out to Mark McCarthy, and Mark McCarthy makes no mistake at all. Another score for them now, and if they play that ball into David Young, anything can happen.
Exactly, yeah. They need to find that pocket of space, because Mullinahone have the extra guy there, the defender cutting it off. That was the best ball he's got in so far in the second half, and he did the right thing, threw it out to Mark McCarthy.
Long one down the field now, won by Josh McCarthy here at cornerback for Toomevara. Feeds it ball out the middle of the field now. Darren Delaney comes together, works it on again here onto Robbie Quirk. Robbie Quirk on centre field at the minute, strikes it in all the way in. It's dropping short though. Keeper does really well there. Alan Walsh just holds on to that ball and plays it calmly out to the cornerback, and away they go, just up the field, up to Owen Finley now. Finley strikes it long, looking for the full forward line. Ball breaking up there now in front of Martin Kehoe. Toom win it again though. Working it out from defence. This time it is Russell Quirk. Quirk feeds it on to Robbie Quirk, and he plays it in the middle into Darren Delaney now. Toom just looking to steady themselves up here. Liam Ryan back again here to Darren Delaney. Good quick passes in succession now. It's fed all the way in, but it's overhit and it trickles out over the end line. It's going to be another puck out for Mullinahone.
Yeah, and they're trying to get it in, but the killing thing is every time they look up, Colin Shelley or else Owen Finley are cutting off the space that they're trying to hit, and it's a killer for the Toom guys when they see that happening.
Long ball struck out the field now, breaking in front of Russell Quirk. Does well to control it. Feeds it back into Liam Ryan, the centre back. Away they go. Toomevara up the field once more, past the 65, soloing all the way. He has a runner outside him onto the corner back. Josh McCarthy operating as a corner forward. McCarthy, lovely little piece of skill there with the boot, kicks it out. Still Toom in possession here. They've worked it out to Jason Ryan, and the backs have come up the field, and he has a point now. The corner back has a corner forward, and the wing back has a wing forward scores.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing there in the last bit of play, I don't know if we're breaking for water here or not, but I think what you're seeing in the last bit of play there, Stephen, and people watching the game especially will see that if Toom are going to have success against Mullinahone here, it's probably not trying to find the space because they're cutting it off so well. You have to carry the ball into a shooting zone and then try and score. I mean, they've scored 4 points in that quarter, and Mullinahone have scored 1-6. Mullinahone will be very, very happy that they know if they don't concede another goal, they'll have a great chance. And I suppose the cry from the Toom crowd here on the sideline is square. They know David Young could win it. But I suppose, when you've a guy like Paul Curran in there as well, there's a fair chance that ball is going to break.
Some battle. The two of them from your days with Tipperary. Of course, David Young playing in the 2010 All-Ireland. And both of them know each other's game really well. But Young is great to just fetch a ball.
Yeah. David was in such good form. I suppose he was. You're trying to compete for a place maybe against the likes of Paddy Maher and these guys at the time. He would have been coming on wing back for us and would have been making a difference in all the games. So himself and Paul would have been probably more used to battling with each other in the backs, and now they're having a great battle against each other here in Semple Stadium. But I suppose it just shows the quality of hurler that David Young is. He's so versatile. He's needed to do a job for his club at the moment in the forwards, and to be fair to him, with 1-2 from play today, he hasn't been found wanting anyway.
And it is David Young that's talking down there, as well as Owen Breslan to the team. They need to rally. They have 15 minutes to do it. They're 8 points down in this game. And Shane, it's going to come down to mathematics. It's looking like if Holy Cross hold on against Clonolty Rossmore.
Yeah. You'd want to be thinking about doing applied maths or something, maybe just trying to figure it out between score difference. I know that if it comes down between two teams, it goes down to score difference. Is it, Stephen? Is that correct? And then is it 3 teams you're going to head to head in? Isn't that right? Yeah.
Head
to head for 2 and score difference for 3. Is it? So look, that'll be interesting to see things. Nobody here will probably really know what's going on in the Holy Cross Clonolty game, and they won't really mind because you have to control the controllables, and what can they control how this game goes. And at the moment with the last quarter coming up, unless Toomevara can rattle the net, it is looking like Mullinahone are going to win this game here today, and that would leave them on 2 wins then.
So we're ready to go again here. Ref all set. The other game, it is Holy Cross 2-14, Clonolty Rossmore 15 points. So it is Holy Cross well clear in that one at the minute here. So it all is to play for here. The restart comes, sent long down the middle of the field, battered on out there now by Darren Delaney, and away come Toomevara. Jason Ryan comes out to gather it here. It's one now though, and it is Mullinahone's Jack Shelley who has it. He sends it in around the house. Owen O'Dwyer just on there, gathers it now, and Owen O'Dwyer feeds that ball outside him here now to Enda Keane, and Keane shakes it over his shoulder, but just tails off, and again the angle's difficult, and it has gone wide down there. So the restart about to come from Rory Brislan. Good puck out to the cornerback Josh McCarthy on the wing, past the 45, away he goes. Josh McCarthy up to the 65 now, all the way inside, still going through. It's Josh McCarthy all the way in now, plays this ball on again inside him now to Jason Ryan, and Jason Ryan has just given away a free in there. It is going to be a free out to Mullinahone, and really they were on the attack. They need to get those ones.
They were, but look, they have to carry the ball. You know, it's a nice, lovely, warm September day here today. Simple Stadium, as club games go in Tipp, you're not going to play in a much bigger pitch than Simple Stadium, so the energy just seems to be sapped out of them there a small bit, Stephen, having to carry all the time. Why? Because they're down to 14 men, and to be fair to Mullinahone, Sean O'Regan and the Eyes management team, they have the backs really, really well set up, and their on-field management is what I'm really impressed with as well. I think Owen Finley does a lot of the talking there from Paul Curran. You know, Owen will do a lot of talking up the field, but they're very, very organised in the way they play the game. So we're ready to start here. It is going to be the maestro about to strike this from his own 45 all the way in, and it's just breaking inside from Owen Kelly in there. A little flick from Owen O'Dwyer, but the ball just trickles out and goes wide inside, and it is going to be another puck out here for Rory Brislan as he gets ready to go with this one. Strikes it long down the field now, breaking up here on the half-forward line, and the ball is just down on the deck, and a great take by Willie Coffey. Coffey, away he goes here. Was a bit injured going into this one here, just spills that one though, and it is won back by Paul Curran. Paul Curran out to Alan Curran, and away he goes down the field, up along here now to Enda Keane. Keane comes out to gather this, flick back inside, and this ball is worked in now to Sean Curran. Sean Curran on again, and good stuff from Mullinahone. Nice tidy hurling here as they try and work that ball in towards the full forward line. It's a break here for Jack Shelley on the run, and Jack Shelley pops it over the bar. The little flick from Owen O'Dwyer to send him on his way. Space and room in front of him. Really good play, but it looks as though Owen Finley now, their centre back, is down injured. Chin. Yeah, it was an off the ball incident. I just happened to be looking down that end of the field. If one of the Toomevara lads has been spotted, he probably could be walking as well, Stephen. It'll be interesting to see what the umpires say, but I suppose we have a new inter-county manager in the legendary Cashel-man Colin Bonner, and I've no doubt he's either here today or watching it, and if he is, I think Jack Shelley might be one guy he might have penciled in that might see a little bit of training with the seniors maybe October, November time, because you know everybody will want to see new faces in there, and a new manager will want to do it, but Jack Shelley's been very impressive here so far for me today with 1-4 from play.
Good stuff. Shane McGrath here on co-commentary this afternoon. If you're tuned in on Tipp FM, our coverage with thanks to Showgrounds Shopping Centre in Clonmel. It is the FBD Insurance Group 2 of the Dan Breen between Mullinahone and Toomevara. Here we're live worldwide on the Tipperary GAA stream and Tipp FM, and the links to all the matches here in Tipp this weekend are on the Tipperary GAA stream later on today. It is going to be Upperchurch against Thurles Sarsfields live with Paul Jenkins and Ken Hogan for that one. But play restarts here, and this ball is hit out. It's won by Finley out there, worked on as far as Enda Keane over the far side, and the ball has just gone out over the white line over there. It is going to be a line ball at the far side, and 11 minutes of normal time left in this, 119 to 110. It has to be Toom for the next 5 minutes, Shane, if they're to be alive.
Absolutely. I mean, 119 to 110, and look, there's a lot of yellow cards being issued here now. You can see the frustration in Toom. Look, it's only natural, you know. You're down 9 points in the club championship game. You're down a man. You know, Willie Coffey just got yellow there for a strike on Owen Finley, and I think Robbie Quirk is receiving the same there now. So there's a lot of frustration creeping in now with the Toomevara guys, and you know, Mullinahone will be absolutely thrilled with this. The clock is ticking down. We're looking at it, 50 minutes. It's ticking away. You're 9 points up. And as I say, one of the greatest free strikers that there is has a chance to put you 10 up. Like,
and he's just something else, isn't he? He's just giving an exhibition day in, day out.
Look, I just love the fact that he plays the game so simple. He's so good at it, but he does the simple things so well. And, this is a difficult free for anyone.
Here we go. Owen Kelly strikes it in. Brilliant set play here. A real artist at work over the bar. Once more from Owen Kelly. 120 playing 110 now. 10 minutes to go in this game. Shot puck out. It's been intercepted. And it's another point for Mullinahone. Mikey O'Shea, the provider this time, just came in as the keeper hit it out. And brilliant.
Killer, it's almost nailing the coffin stuff there, Rory Brisland, short puck out. Mikey O'Shea over the bar. 2 points in the space of 10 seconds. It's a killer for the Toom boys.
Long puck out again. It's one out here now by the wing back here, and Martin Keogh hits it way up the field here, looking for Ono Dwyer up there. 4 or 5 Toom players involved now. Russell Quirk goes back, gets a push in the back, so it is a free out for Toomevara from the far side of the field. Standing over it is Liam Ryan, and the keeper is going to come out to strike this one here now, so we'll wait and see what way he's going to go with this up the field here. It is just David Young inside around the house. He's obviously going to look for him with this, and it is struck right in. Up goes David Young with the hand and just pulled on in there by the Mullinahone full back, and the ball breaks out now, and it is won once more by Toom, and they have it again, and they're working it in here now to Darren Delaney coming through the middle. 3 of them after him, and a great little block in there on Darren Delaney, and away come Toomevara, or away come Mullinahone from Toomevara, but somehow Toom have it back again. Nice play there by Kevin McCarthy to feed it on to David Young, and the shot comes in, but it's tailed out and it's gone wide. 121 playing 110. It looks like Dara O'Brien is coming on now for Mullinahone, so they're just ringing a couple of changes here now, Shane.
Yeah, ringing a couple of changes, yeah. And I suppose we said that Ian Ryan, we didn't know if it was injury or not for Dara, but Dara obviously seems okay with number 2 and he's back. He's gone straight into the full forward line. Mikey O'Shea gone out to the wing. Conor O'Brien coming on has come on from Mullinahone as well, and he's done fine. He's gone on a good few balls as well. So 2 good young players there coming on for him.
Breaking ball out here from the puck out. It's one out here now by the centre forward, Jack Shelley. Away he goes, but Toom have turned it over again. McCarthy, good play from Kevin to send it up towards the other McCarthy. Mark has it now, taking on his man, shakes off one, and brilliant little flick it looked like from Colin Shelley, but the ref is blowing. It is going to be a free in. He caught him on the hand. It must be in there, so it is going to be a free in for Toomevara.
If we were playing Premier League soccer here in Semple Stadium today, which we might never see in our lifetime anyway, Stephen, but I tell you that would have been a professional foul by Paul Curran. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was one of the last guys back. He held him up, and it just, the experience of the guy again, I suppose, he's, as you say, a good free to give away, if you want to call it, because otherwise, Mark McCarthy could have been in for a goal there.
So the other game, the latest, I think it's 2:13 to 15. We have Holy Cross ahead in that one, but Mark McCarthy ready to strike it just on the 21, and he pops it over the bar. So good stuff from him there, and Toom just working their way back, but you feel then you're going to need a couple of goals.
They are, and look, like, to be honest, they've had 1 wide and 1 score from a free in this since we've come on after the second water break, whereas Mullinahone have just been tipping away, but they've scored 3 points in this final quarter so far.
Long puck out this time, breaking now in around the half back line for Toomevara, and they have it again and are working it out. So a free about to be struck by Darren Delaney, pulling the jersey there of the cornerback. So it is going to be Josh McCarthy who'll strike this. He sends it all the way in, looking again for Mark McCarthy in there. 3 Mullinahone players there though, and away they come with the ball now, but it's been turned over. David Young somehow intercepts, and David Young fires it over the bar just as he was coming through. The Mullinahone player took his eyes off the ball, and David Young, that's bread and butter for him.
It is, a great score. 1-3 from play for David today, but I suppose the Toom guys want him in at the edge of the square with Mark McCarthy and try and get root one ball in there and try and get a goal out of it.
Now, ball played out here to the centre back, Owen Fennelly. Sent up the field, up towards Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley out on the sideline now, shakes off Liam Ryan, and he puts over. This is tailed out though, last second, tailed out, and it has gone wide, just out to the left. Looked like it was a good score, but another wide, totted up here. Short one out from Toom out to Jake Ryan, fed into the middle of the field in as far as Jason Ryan, the captain. He plays it on again here over to Robbie Quirk. Away he goes, soloing down past the 45 all the way in. Robbie Quirk in, and he slots it in, and it's gone wide again, and the pressure is really on both teams here, and he looks to have picked up an injury, Robbie Quirk, over there the far side of the field, Shane. So all these delays slowing it up.
It suits Mullinahone down to the ground. Alan Curran was, as the ref feels, he just kind of a chop down on Robbie Quirk as he was taking the shot. But all these things, 55, it's going to be 56 minutes by the time that Alan Walsh gets the ball into his hand. You're 121 to 112 up. I mean, it's an awful angle, but I mean, Mark McCarthy's going to have to go for a point here. But this suits Mullinahone down to the ground now, Stephen, at the moment.
So as it stands, really in this, it is looking like Mullinahone top, Toomevara second in the group, Holy Cross third, and Clonoulty fourth. But Clonoulty would have a preliminary quarter final as West champions in it. So a lot to see.
It'd be interesting even with the relegation, Stephen, isn't it? What way does that work then? Like, it's there's a lot of permutations as Mark McCarthy has nailed that one there. Like,
so another score for them here. That's 113 now playing 121. So you could be in relegation and a preliminary quarterfinal.
Yeah, it's interesting that if you don't go on to win the county final, you actually could have to face relegation.
Here we go, Mullinahone on the attack again. Corner forward, Mikey O'Shea sends it into space below there, and Jack Shelley comes out, does well to control it here. Worked in by Sean Curran now inside, back to Mikey O'Shea, and he slots it in, but it's just tailed out again and out to the left and wide again. And Mullinahone just intricate little passes.
That's it, and they're getting the time out the field to get a quality ball in. They've had 4 wides in this quarter now, so if Shawnee Regan's looking for a stick to beat him with a train, and it'll probably be that, I'd say.
So breaking ball out here in centre field now, won by Willie Coffey. Coffey funnels that ball on again onto Kevin McCarthy now. McCarthy coming through, nice little angled ball into the corner, but 1, 2, 3, 4 Mullinahone players back there. Paul Curran, time and room now, out to Fennelly, the centre back. Fennelly, long one, nice ball up to a half forward, and away they go again. Here it is, Mikey O'Shea onto the ball. Mikey O'Shea tearing through the middle here, 2-3 challenges in on him. He got the advantage, but he's down injured, and the ball was played on to Martin Keogh, and he's down injured now as well. So 2 Mullinahone players down on the deck injured.
And look, as we said it before, we've said it loads of times, 4 Mullinahone guys down here, nobody near him. The Toom guys, the energy, the life has just gone out now. I'd say Owen Fennelly has a pain in his hurley from hitting the ball today. He can get a quality ball into Shelley, flicked it off to Mikey O'Shea, and like Shelley and Mikey O'Shea, they've worked very, very well together today. They see the space, it's head down, they have the pace. And to be fair to Martin Keogh, he's worked tremendously hard for Mullinahone today as well, and this will be a handy one for one to tap over the bar, and we're nearly coming towards the end of the game then.
And we'll be doing the maths then, Shane, here.
Yeah, I have the table in front of me here, Stephen. So as you said, we'll be doing the maths now. I like the maths and everything, but I tell you'd nearly want to be hawking to try and figure out who is going to finish where right now until we get final results, I suppose, for score differences and stuff.
Absolutely. Owen Kelly just slots over that point at the town end, as he has done so many times here for Tipperary in the past as well, and for Mullinahone. Away we go again here. Rory Brisland strikes it along down the field here, breaking up there, and it is in on top of the ball. Conor O'Mara just on, and he gathers that ball somehow, plays it on inside now, looking for Jason Ryan, the captain. Nice pull in there by Jason Ryan, but again there's no one in there, and it's time and room for the full back to steady himself, and Curran sends it along all the way up the field. Breaking up here, just 1 Mullinahone player here, 4 from Toom out around the half back line here, and they have another free in from the half back line. Owen Kelly telling them it was in a bit more here.
I love Kelly's reactions. I love everything he does, and he's telling the ref it's back here. There's probably about maybe two ruler lengths in the difference, but he's just making sure that it's another 5 or 10 seconds for Toom to hit the free.
Sent in long and wide from Toomevara here this time. 122 for Mullinahone, 113 for Toomevara, and it looks as though CJ Kickham's Mullinahone will be winners here this afternoon as this ball is struck long up the field. Oh, brilliant fetch up there by Jack Shelley. Shelley trying to shake off 2 markers, and somehow he's been dispossessed there. Great play by Toomevara to win that ball back. Kevin McCarthy out the side and funnels it on again now to Robbie Quirk, soloing up the field. Robbie Quirk plays it on now to Jason Ryan, the captain, and he goes past the 21 trying to get an angle and get a shot in, but it's a wall of camouflaged red and green jerseys, and away come Mullinahone, and it struck all the way back up the field again. Dwyer comes out to take it now from Mullinahone, having a good test out there with Jake Ryan, still in possession here. In comes Mikey O'Shea to win that ball, and Mikey O'Shea is flattened out there, and it is going to be another free in for Owen Kelly, it looks like. And Toom just can't get those scores every time they attack and down the field. And another few seconds gone now.
You said it to Stephen, a wall of the camouflage jerseys there at Mullinahone. I actually love these jerseys, looking at them. As I said beforehand, they're like the camouflage, like a war uniform, and they went to war today, in fairness to them, at every breaking ball. Robbie Quirk a booking there, but I tell you, Mikey O'Shea, whatever form of recovery or whatever river is flowing near his house, he'll need to get in it for the recovery for the next day, because he's been one of Mullinahone's main guys today, and the amount of frees he's after winning, drawn, a couple of high tackles. He's been immense for Mullinahone today, he really has, and you know what, he's chipped in with 3 points from play too.
And I think he has one red boot and one black boot on him at this stage. He's just switching boots over there, just behind.
Not sure Babs wore no boots once, and he did fine. So if they're different colour, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, man of the match 71 final as Owen Kelly strikes this. Isn't it just brilliant to be watching Owen Kelly striking frees from Mullinahone. Just brilliant. Over the bar again. Toomevara needs scores now. Jake Ryan up the field here. Cornerback plays it on again to Liam Ryan. Liam Ryan, away he goes. Past the 65. Still Liam Ryan. Plays this ball on, looking for Shane Nolan inside. But again, it is those jerseys that come away with it. Mullinahone, they've worked it back out to the 45 now. Trying to escape over there. It is Mikey O'Shea. And Mikey O'Shea is knocked to the deck again. And Mark McCarthy now just having words with the linesman over there. So he's one red boot and one black boot over there, camouflage boots nearly, but he's down injured.
It's just frustration. Like, if you're looking for a definition of frustration today, and you had pictures in it, it would be of the Toomevara boys, because that's all it was from Jason Ryan. They're just a high tackle, just pure frustration. He gets a yellow card. The Mullinahone lads, they have the extra guy, they use the ball well, they don't rush to it. Kelly is some free taker, but I tell you what, if he can nail this one between the 45 and 65 out by the sideline, there'll be some road from the Mullinahone crowd that are in the stand across from us, Stephen.
And here he is, steady as you go. 4 or 5 steps back, up he comes, strikes it all the way. It's in the sky now, just dropping at the edge of the square. Nicked on there by Martin Kehoe, and it's in the net. The goal coming from Jack Shelley. What a finish! Let fly. Back of the net.
2-4 from play, I suppose. We talked about beforehand, he might get a call in, and it'll tell you what it means to the Mullinahone lads as well. I suppose a lot of people, myself included, thought Toom were coming into it in great experience, but Jack Shelley, 2-4 from play, helmet off, up in the air, fists are clenched, they're absolutely delighted, and you know what, they're worth every minute of it as well. And Owen Kelly straight over to Sean O'Regan, because Owen knows what it means for them. Get up from Seamus O'Reen, and now they're in Dan Breen, and now they're in the quarterfinals. And that's when you're getting to the latter end of your career, you appreciate these victories more. And Owen was brilliant today in the frees. He scored 8 frees, scored 1 from play. I thought Mikey O'Shea was brilliant, 3 points from play. Man of the match, Jack Shelley with 2-4. Sean Curran midfield, 2 points. Kevin Bulger, Owen Fennelly at the back, Walter, Curran. They were just so solid. Colin Shenley and Alan Curran won some great puck outs. So to be fair, Stephen, all over the field, if we were to look at matchups, Mullinahone are winning 12 or 13 of them matchups for me. Toom just didn't come to this party at all today, unfortunately. Like in the last quarter there, they only scored 1 point from play. They only scored 4 points from play in the whole second half. In comparison to Mullinahone, they would have scored 2-7 from play. And it really is a telling factor for me with the spare man, in that the other team are scoring 2-7 from play, and overall they're scoring 2-11, and it's a killer with the spare man, Stephen.
Yeah, and Mullinahone, going into this, they were everybody's underdogs here. Everyone kind of fancied Toomevara to win it after beating Clonolty, who were Dan Breen winners a couple of years ago. Yeah. But there you go.
There you go. What odds would you have got from any of the 4 parishes to say, out of the 4 of you, Clonolty are actually going to be finish up in last place. As you said, the caliber of player they had. They just didn't seem to be the same team Clonolty this year, from the outside as well. And although there's a result coming in here now, and it shows why they are a good team in that 122 to 314 they turned over Holy Cross. 2-point victory. So as we said, if we can get a mathematician on the line or get someone on the line to clarify the table for us. I have it here in front of us here, Steve, and Toom were top of the table coming into it on 4 points. Clonalty were on 2, Mullinahone were on 2, and Holy Cross were on 0. So I suppose with that victory now, Clonalty are on 4 points, Toom are on 4 points, and Mullinahone are on 4 points. So you're telling me it's score difference now, Stephen, is it?
Yeah, it'll be down to that once there's 3 tied on points, and another result in is Killadangan 15 points, Carrick Swans 15 points. So that score is in, and we'll bring you the scores as we get them here as well in this game. So what a finish here. I mean, Mullinahone win here 223 to 113, and like Shane, they could be contenders here for the Dan Breen after a performance like that with Mikey O'Shea, Jack Shelley, steady in defence, and Owen Kelly.
The only thing I say is for me, the teams here today they're probably a bit off the top teams. Now I'm talking about, like, for me, Thurles Arsenal are the top team at the moment, and they really have got their ship in order. And what they've done is putting Paddy Creedon and Dinny Maher in on the edge of the square is a massive outlet for them. If teams want to set up and try and stop them playing through the lines, they can go route one. And you would have seen here that evening, Stephen, what they did to Drummond Inch, and even what they did to Anacarty the last day. They know there wasn't goals in it, but they were still getting the ball into the boys' route one, and they pick off 30 points.
So we have a clarification of how this one finished.
Yeah,
up.
so I suppose it's going on score difference that Mullinahone are top on +8, Clonalty are top on +7, and Toomevara just miss out on a negative score of -7 on score difference. So it's a killer for them coming in the way they were today, and they're probably only find that out there now because there's a lot of them look very, very dejected and devastated. But Jeannie, what a comeback from Clonalty in that game as well. It'd be interesting to hear from anyone who was at that match, Stephen, because it looked to be only one winner, and they were the Holy Cross lads for a lot of that game.
Can't that happen in this championship?
Unbelievable, and I suppose someone even been at the inter-county games this year and seen the comebacks that 9 points is the new 1 point lead in hurling, and nowadays, because I suppose with the calibre of player and with the way teams are set up, that they're working the ball into the man in the best position, and as you said, there can be a quick turnaround, 6-7 points, a goal goes in, and the whole demeanour, the whole game changes. But I'd say that the Toomevara boys will be absolutely devastated with the way they performed and with the way they're after probably going out of this county championship as well, Stephen.
So Toomevara are out. Mullinahone continue on in the championship. Just a quick word, Shane, on this evening's games. It's Thurles Sarsfields against Upperchurch, Drummond Inch against Anacarty. Upperchurch and Sarsfields is live on the Tipperary GAA stream at 5 o'clock in Templemore. Anything can happen in that. It's scoring difference in that as well if Drum win and Upperchurch lose, and if Upperchurch win and Anacarty win, it's they'll both be on 4 points.
Yeah, what I love about the structure of the Tipp Championship is, first of all, I love the 16 teams, Stephen. I think it's brilliant. Four groups of 4, but I love the fact that it was winners v winners on day 2. And it was losers v losers, because that means everything is up for grabs the final day. We've often seen county championships, you've often commentated on them, where the last game is a dead rubber. And I think the format this year, and kudos to everyone in the Tipp County Board, of making it winners v winners, losers v losers, means if I take our own club championship that I'm in, intermediate, there's not one team through yet out of the 16 teams. And I think it's because of the format and because of the way things is. So the 3 games mean absolutely everything. So, Thurles are on 4 and Anacarty are on 2. The Church are on 2, and Drummond Inch yet to have a win. And there you go again. If you would have went to the 4 parishes and said, Drummond Inch will be the one team with no points coming into the last game. It's just the way the club championship is in Tipp this year, and I think it's been absolutely brilliant so far.
Just a quick word, Shane, before we finish up. Your own club in the intermediate championship, that's wide open as well. You're up against Arravale Rovers.
Absolutely, and the Arravale lads have had a great year. They've been brilliant in the junior championship. They've come up, and they've got a great system. They've got a great culture developed down there now in Tipp Town, and they're playing top level football as well, which is very difficult to do as well. So look, we have a very, 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 very tough game ahead of us in Dundrum tomorrow. But as I said, I suppose suppose the fact that not one team is through yet in the championship shows how close it is, how competitive it is, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'm 37 now, Stephen. Like I'm just really enjoying the hurling with the club, and still feeling okay. But as I said, really enjoying the club hurling, and great lift to see younger lads coming through in every club and in our own club as well.
Brilliant stuff. Shane McGrath, great to be here alongside you on co-commentary this afternoon. Great to have you here. The final score here in Thurles: Mullinahone 2 goals and 23 points. Toomevara 1 goal and 16 points. Mullinahone keep going in the championship. Toom are out for 2021. From us here in Thurles, hope you enjoyed the coverage, and we'll be back again with more matches soon. Bye for now.
Have you heard about the incredible prizes in the new Tipperary GA Clubs draw? A €500,000 prize fund featuring cars to be won every month, loads of cash and holidays. And if you ever dreamed of being a racehorse owner, now's your chance.
Hi everyone, Rachel Blackmore here. I have a passion for horse racing, just like you all have a passion for GAA. In the new Tipperary GAA Club draw, starting on the 1st of October, there's an amazing prize to be won. It's a racehorse called Sean Hogan, who's in training with Mouse Morris. If you are the lucky winner, you'll get to pick the racing colours for Sean Hogan. You'll also get to take home all his prize money. There's a Renault car there to be won as well, so you'll have no excuses to go racing and cheer him on. There's cash and car prizes to be won every month, so this really is a fantastic prize. So I'd really encourage everyone to show their support and sign up today.
The Tipperary GAA Clubs draw. You have to be in it to win it.